Hello everybody, welcome to OTC Fish Keeper. And this week I finally got the nerve to do something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now, probably almost a year. As you may well recall, I've got a nice collection of some African Peacock Cichlids, and they've been adult for quite a while here. They're beautiful fish, and Peacock Cichlids are mouth brooders, so they carry the eggs in their babies inside their mouth. The females do. And then they try to let them out to eat, but they put them inside their mouths to protect them. So several times I've seen my females in this tank carrying, what you call it, whenever they got their eggs and their babies, they've been carrying. And I know that you can remove them from the tank and hold the fish and gently shake her in the water, and they're supposed to spit out the babies, but holding my fish has always been something I've been a little bit nervous about. I'm so worried about hurting them. I've seen a few videos on it and I was like, but I went ahead and gave it a shot because they keep holding, but I almost never get any babies. I've gotten 2 babies 2 different times, and they're both doing great. In fact, they're almost adults now. But in the meantime, I wanted more babies. Honestly, I didn't have any idea how many babies they could carry in the first place. I figured, size of the fish, size of the eggs, maybe 15 or 20 or something. So yeah, let me give you a close-up on the tank here. Okay, now this is just a 40-gallon breeder, and this was supposed to be a grow-out tank, but I kind of messed myself up a little bit, and I put small fish in the 125, so these guys are in here longer than I meant for them to be. But in the meantime, they have grown out. In fact, you can see my big guy in the back. Oh, I don't know if you can see him in the light. He'll be back in the light here in a second. That's one-eyed Jack. He lost an eye, probably against some of this ornamentation I put in there. And I was hoping that if I put a ton of ornamentation in there, that the babies would find places to hide and they'd be okay. Yeah, in the back there, that's a subordinate male. He doesn't have his colors come out because this one here is dominating the tank. But no amount of ornamentation seemed to help. I only got the 2 babies, and there's one, and see how big they're getting already adult size and much bigger than you buy them in the store. So at any rate, I went ahead and grabbed one of the females and I gave it a shot here. So here's what it looked like whenever I tried to get the babies out of her myself. Now the first time that I tried to get the babies out of her mouth, I managed to get 12, and I could tell she was still carrying, so the next day I tried again and I got 7 more, and I got 19, which I thought was a pretty good number. And I've got them in this breeder box right now because this way it's just easier to feed them, and since they're used to being tightly packed in mom's mouth, I figured this would probably be okay for them, and so far it's been really good for them, really easy to feed them. But then I noticed she was still carrying, so I went back hoping to get over 20 because, you know, that just seems like a good number. And what I ended up with was 62 more. So I ended up with 82, 83 fish. One did die in the process. I don't know if I crushed the fish on accident or if Mama crushed her kicking her out. But yeah, all the rest of them are doing fantastic. I put them in a separate box because there's just so many of them. And I've got 62 or so in this box. And I've got 19 in the first box. And they are really doing great. I feed them a combination of crushed up flakes, crush them until they turn into a powder with one of those pestle and mortar places. Pestle's down there. And I also give them live brine shrimp. I like to mix it up because it just seems like a combination is probably a better idea than all of the same thing. But yeah, these guys are doing fantastic. I did have one got caught in the net, and he's hanging out in the tank underneath this rock here. And he's doing good too. Pretty soon, eventually, I'm going to have all of them in this 20-gallon long tank, which is just a grow-out tank. But yeah, it's really kind of cool. And in the future, I've got this 125-gallon tank, which is the tank I meant to make into my African cichlid tank, and I still will. But I've got some strawberry peacock cichlids here, and I got at least one male and one female. And the female, she's hiding up here behind a rock right now. You can see her reflection there. She's actually holding right now, so I'm going to give her another couple of weeks because, you know, they'll hold the babies for about a month. And here's one of my yellow labs, electric yellow lab they called it. I've got about 4 of those in here. But yeah, they've gotten kind of frightful. I'm not sure if it was a good idea to put caves in there because they really like the caves, but they also go hide in the caves and then they don't come out. So I'm not sure if the caves was a good idea. I got a cave on each end. I was hoping that'd be a good place for them to let the babies out, you know, raise their own babies, but obviously it's going to be far more important for me to remove the babies from the parents, especially now that I know how to do it. But yeah, soon I'll have all the African cichlids in this tank, and then I can use my grow-out tank to grow something else out. But I want to get a couple of the yellow or the strawberry peacock cichlids before I mix everybody together, because I don't know what the crossbreeding is going to be like. And you can't really see from here, but whenever they stop eating and they have their gills kind of pop out of their gill slits, especially underneath, it looks like they have a double chin. That usually means they're carrying, and she's doing that right now. She's peeking out to see if I'm feeding, although she won't eat if I do. So, oh yeah, hopefully she's carrying, and we can get some of these pretty little strawberry peacock cichlids. So yeah, it's a neat update for this week. And then, you know, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope to see you guys all next week. Have fun.